there. Here you see the 60-mile-an-hour storm, as Marissa said, 997 pressure, which was the pressure measured this morning. So we'll see, but it's a very good point that when you look at it, it doesn't look very much better organized, right? But the key takeaway here when we look at this close up is where, compared to the center, are the strongest storms, and it's up here. It's in this right front area. So if the storm is moving in this direction like this, which is approximately where it'll go, it's to the right and in front of the storm where the strongest thunderstorms are, and we think that that is going to be maintained. So the northern side of the storm is going to be the strongest part. Well, if the storm goes south of the islands, that northern side is going to come across the islands, and that's why they have the hurricane warning in effect for Hawaii Island, and then they have for Maui County, they have the tropical storm warning in effect, and then the watches in effect for Oahu and Kauai County, because it's coming there. It's just not quite time to put them up there yet, but this is all going to move south of the island. All right, so here's the cone from the National Hurricane Center. Then we're going to actually time this out for you. So you see the idea is that it slowly intensifies up to a Category 1 hurricane. The Google DeepMind model, by the way, has a little stronger, a strong Category 1 pushing Category 2 when it goes by here, and it has what it is over here has something to do with how close it comes to this big mountainous island here. If it were to go to the left side of the cone and was going to maintain a core offshore where the strongest winds were, it had a solid circulation down here, then it might be stronger south of the other islands. If, however, it comes maybe right over South Point there, which is that tip of Hawaii Island, and the circulation runs into these big mountains, then that's going to disrupt it more, and it'll no doubt weaken and then maybe re-strengthen again as it moves on off to the west. But in any case, we're expecting hurricane force winds at the ocean surface and much stronger winds up on the mountains over the tops of those peaks, especially, and in the gaps in the mountains. So there's high consensus. This whole storm has been amazing for the consensus in the models. There's the traditional models, the GFS, the European. When you average them together, you get a consensus. That's normally the best forecast. Now we have the Google AI model. You see it's essentially the same. It's been amazing consistency in these models here, just near the southern tip there of the big island of Hawaii. All right, so here's the timing on this thing. Okay, so this is this afternoon Hawaii time. In other words, this evening East Coast time because of the 6-hour time difference. So the idea is this outer band of moisture is affecting the island at that time and beginning to push water and high waves in the direction of Hilo. Hilo is right there on that northern corner of the island where Mike Seidel is. So this is going to be beginning and be noticeable, we think, by this evening East Coast time. And here's the core of the storm down here. And remember, the worst of it doesn't really show on the model, but the worst of it's going to be right here. Okay, so then we go forward in time, and now we're overnight, in the overnight hours of early Saturday morning, and here we see the model is a little bit different than the National Hurricane Center forecast, but the idea is that we're starting to get that right front quadrant pushing in toward the island there, so conditions deteriorating overnight. This is Saturday overnight Hawaii time, and then moves in and it comes closest, so the winds are likely to be strongest tomorrow afternoon Hawaii time, and this is when the moisture is really going to be piled against these mountains, and you're going to get huge rain amounts all coming down on those slopes of those big mountains. Now, you can see the model has the center down here, but look at this. It also has a center over here because it's anticipating those winds getting disrupted by those tall mountains, and the storm is going to have to reorganize once it gets past that. So these modern models understand all this kind of stuff, and that's why they weaken it down to a tropical storm at some point in there because of that interaction with those big mountains. And then it continues. Then if the European model is correct, there's a big tail, big moisture tail here that is wrapping around. And that's going to continue the rain on the mountainous islands on the windward side. And remember, the windward side, normally in Hawaii, you have trade winds. So the trade winds blow like this. So these sides of the islands here are all very lush and green. The other sides are generally drier. So this would continue that kind of flow right in there. Notice that the center is still kind of disrupted. See how it's elongated there? See that? And, that's just recovering from that mountain experience. And then moving by, but look, the moisture still is being pulled over to the Hawaiian Islands. And this is going to be quite gusty here on all the other islands, including Oahu there, of course, which is the population center of the state. And then moving away, here, look at this is overnight Monday. This is overnight Monday morning, early morning hours of Monday, the overnight hours. And still affecting Oahu, Kauai, and to some degree Hawaii, and then even later on Monday by afternoon, still moisture over the big mountains here. So this is going to be slow to move away if the models are right, and it has this moisture tail that extends there behind it. What does all this mean? Well, let's just talk about the Big Island. So this town, by the way, right here, Naileu, this was really damaged badly in Hurricane Hone, which moved just south of the island there. It just wasn't as big a storm, so most of the energy kind of went in right here. Now this one, here comes the wind. This is tomorrow morning, Hawaii time, pushing in like this, and then let's see where the rain is going to pile up. And what you see here on the Kona side, look at it, now they're forecasting 2 to 3 inches of rain in here. That's a lot of rain on the Kona side, the normally dry side of Hawaii Island. Now, take a look at where the heavy rain is, and look at this. This is in the 18 to 24 inch range. This is Mauna Kea and Mauna Loa here, these two big mountains, and this water falls up here and then all has to drain down. So this is dangerous for mudslides and everything else, having all this water come down the mountain. And the wind going up through there accelerates maybe over 100 miles an hour between those peaks and then down the other side. So this is not a good scenario, really a bad scenario for the Big Island of Hawaii. And look, now they're putting a 24 to 30 inch bullseye there again on Mauna Kea, somewhere on that slope. So this is just a tremendous amount of moisture and wind against those mountains. And the moisture is going to continue over to the windward side of Maui, Molokai, Oahu, and Kauai, where you have the rain threat. The wind threat on those farther west islands won't be as high. That's why we have tropical storm warnings and watches there. But still, that'll be enough to take down some trees and knock some power out and other kinds of problems, especially with the rain. The rain loosens the soil, and then the wind takes down the trees. So all that is in the cards in Hawaii coming up here. So we'll just keep that in mind. All right, so let's go and take a look at the Atlantic. In Atlantic, the news is generally good. This system now, the development odds are very, very low on it, and it was never going to develop into much. And I don't think this one is going to develop into much, but still a 50% chance that it could be a depression at some point in that area there. But you see, the thunderstorms associated with it are way out in front of it. Same thing as over here. There's a tremendous amount of dry air wrapped up in it. Here on the model, you can see there's the dry air all there. So it does have these batches of moisture associated with it, but just not much. And as this comes forward, you see, comes through the islands, the first one, comes through the islands on Saturday, some gusty winds with it, but not expecting any kind of significant development. And this one is going to have a similar hard time, might find a spot here to become a tropical depression, but really not much expected because there's still dust, although if you've been watching this, the dust is forecast to be thinning out. It's the time of year that it starts thinning out. But the hostile upper winds continue. So, and that's going to continue for the hurricane season. That's El Nino driving that. So when this system comes up into here, it's eventually going to encounter that. And so the odds of anything significant coming out of this are very low, maybe a little more moisture for the northeastern Caribbean. That would be about it. So that's where we stand right now, Marissa. This is a big event in Hawaii. A storm, Lane, back in 2018, I think it was, dumped 58 inches in that kind of bullseye area up the slope from Hilo, and that storm was well offshore. So it doesn't really have to do with technically making landfall. A hurricane in proximity to those mountains is just a very, very prolific rainmaker and creates all kinds of dangerous conditions, not to mention the wind that some people are going to encounter.
Yeah, I think
Marissa?
For so many of us, Bryan, it is incredibly difficult to conceptualize 58 inches of rain and the fact that you have that mountainous terrain.
Yeah.
So Lala will continue to track that. We have that next intermediate advisory coming up at 2 p.m. Eastern, and we'll be checking in with you for that one. But in the meantime, I'm happy to see at least the Atlanta. We're getting a little bit of moisture to Puerto Rico, which could desperately use quite a bit of rain. Thank you for that insight, Fox Weather Hurricane Specialist Bryan Norcross. We'll see you later.